Let me tell you a story about a courtroom case that cuts to the very heart of family, identity, and a secret that lasted for decades. It's the case of Griffin versus Richmond. The scene opens in the judge's chamber, everyone settling in. The judge begins.
Please be seated. This is Griffin versus Richmond. Mr. Griffin, you claim an affair with your wife's stepsister resulted in a daughter. Mrs. Richmond admits the affair but denies you are the father. Correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
The central figure is Mr. Griffin, a married man who had a 2-year affair with his wife's stepsister, Sheila Richmond. He claims that affair produced a daughter, Tykia, now 32 years old. But Sheila Richmond admits to the affair while adamantly denying he is the father. The judge asks Mr. Griffin point blank, "You were a married man who had a 2-year affair with your wife's stepsister. You say that relationship produced a daughter, but Mrs. Richmond claims you are not her daughter's biological father. Is that correct?" Mr. Griffin simply says,
Yes, Your Honor.
"Yes, Your Honor." Then the judge turns to Sheila. "Mrs. Richmond, you admit to the affair with Mr. Griffin, but say you are positive the plaintiff is not your daughter's biological father, and you plan to prove that in court today. Is that correct?" Sheila confirms. "That is correct, Your Honor." The judge, sounding both curious and disapproving, asks Sheila how such a betrayal within the family happened. Sheila's reply is full of regret. "Not thinking, just being wild at that time of my age,
You told me
and just
the
not
truth,
caring about anything.
didn't you?
I can admit to that. I'm trying to fix it for her now." Then, the judge focuses on Mr. Griffin. "I mean, you're a married man, and it's bad enough you sleeping outside the marriage, but your wife's sister?" Mr. Griffin calls it an honest mistake,
Mr. Griffin, you
which the
claim an
judge
affair with your
immediately
wife's
corrects.
stepsister.
That wasn't a mistake in identity. You knew it was your wife's sister. Was it an honest mistake or a dishonest mistake? Mr. Griffin concedes, dishonest mistake. The affair went on
lasted
for
2
about
years.
2 years, regularly and without protection.
It was a
The judge
series
sums
of
it up
bad
bleakly.
decisions.
This was no mistake. This was a decision. Sheila explains the opportunity, saying he used to drive her home after visits. The judge remarks on the tangled web. "Oh, this is all in the family." Sheila admits she had convinced herself she was in love. "I think that's why I chose to tell him first before anyone
told him
else that he
first.
was the father." But then she reveals the crucial
I believed it was
complication.
his.
When the judge asks if she told the other men she was seeing at the time, Sheila says no, she only told Mr. Griffin. The judge reminds her, "It only takes once though, right?" Sheila admits she was with 2 other men during the window of conception. Mr. Griffin, for his part, says he never told his wife. "I was too embarrassed," he confesses. He also claims he never doubted Tykia was his daughter, not for 30 years. Then, Tykia herself speaks. Her voice is heavy with a lifetime of uncertainty. She explains she grew up with no name for a father.
My whole life. But it started with whispers. You look just like the Griffins. I'd ask my mom, they're not your people. I grew up with a hole where a father's name should be.
"My mom never told me a name," she says. The first hint came in the 3rd grade when relatives in Albany told her, "You look just like the Griffins." But her mother dismissed it. "That's not your dad," she was told. The confusion deepened when in high school, she got a MySpace message from a girl named Tykia Griffin, saying, "I think you're my sister." Tykia thought it was crazy because it contradicted everything her mother had said. Tykia, Mr. Griffin's daughter, explains she found out
I found
by
an old
accident.
child support paper in my dad's room with Tykia's name. I'd heard rumors of another sister. I reached out.
She discovered child support paperwork with Tykia's name on it in her father's room. Her mother had only vaguely mentioned another sister. This is where the story gets legally murky. Sheila claims that when Tykia was a toddler, she took a paternity test in Wisconsin
told him-
and was told Mr. Griffin was not the father. Yet, Mr. Griffin insists he took a test and got papers saying he was the father. Sheila counters that when she recently called the county, they said Mr. Griffin never showed up for his test. The judge emphasizes how this very confusion is why they are in court. Listen. That, in and of itself, is why even at 32 years old, it is important for you to be in this courtroom today. Tykia then shares the heartbreaking layer that prompted her search for truth, the loss of her husband. He had encouraged her to go to a Griffin family wedding in 2011, believing she resembled the sisters. But pressured by her mother and sister who doubted the connection, they didn't go. That was the day her husband, a firefighter, drowned in the line of duty. So basically, her wedding day is my death day, Tykia says, breaking down in tears. If we would have went, maybe he'd be alive. The judge comforts her, explaining how this unresolved paternity compounded her grief, anchoring her down. Before the results are read, the judge challenges Mr. Griffin. Well, to me, you haven't been in this courtroom acting like much of a father. She asks him to speak directly to Tykia. He offers a quiet apology. I'm sorry for your husband, and I wish that I had been there for you. Finally, the moment arrives. The judge reads the results from DNA diagnostics. In the case of Griffin v. Richmond, when it comes to 32-year-old Tykia Richmond, it has been determined by this court, Mr. Griffin,
over the paternity of Tykia Richmond. It has been determined by this court, Mr. Griffin, you are not the father. I am so sorry, Tykia.
The heir leaves the room. After 32 years of belief, it was over. Mr. Griffin is stunned. I'm just gonna have to help her find him, 'cause I got names for her, he stammers. Lakesha, however, immediately turns to Tykia.
It doesn't change anything. You're still my sister. Look at us.
You're still my sister, she says kindly. But the judge brings them back to the hard truth. This is the issue with paternity secrets, because the mind begins to play the game, right? And then the heart follows suit. There are times I sit in this chair and my heart will buy into something, but only the DNA has the truth.
The court
is adjourned. A 32-year story built on a secret, a lie, and a desperate hope for connection ends not with a reunion.
Tykia, please see me in my chambers. Thanks for watching. Subscribe so you're first to see our next update on Due Process. Bye.